Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, put your phone down and listen to me, because my blood pressure is actually through the roof right now. No, seriously, grab your drink because you are going to need it for this tea. You know how much time I spend on Reddit, right? Usually, it's my escape. But today, I chose violence and I didn't even mean to. I feel like I just walked into a hornet's nest while wearing a suit made of honey. So you know the subreddit r/kpop uncensored. It's the one place left where you can actually have a real opinion. But then there's the other one, r/kpopnoir. Look, I get the concept. It's supposed to be a safe space for BIPOC fans, and I respect that. But lately, it has morphed into this exclusive mean girl clique that is closer to a snark sub than anything educational. So I saw them tearing a group apart, and I snapped. I went to r/kpop uncensored and made a post titled, K-pop noir is becoming closer to a snark sub than anything else. To be safe with the auto-moderators, I put an asterisk in the name. And later in the post, I even censored the word racism. And oh my God, you would think I personally insulted everyone's ancestors. I hit post, thinking we'd have a rational discussion. Girl, within minutes the notifications blew up. They weren't engaging with my points. They were obsessed with the fact that I censored the word noir. One comment said, "Noir is crazy to censor. Is it bad in any real connotation, or did the poster just censor that word because they think black equals bad?" Wait until you hear how I responded to this accusation in part 2, because it gets so much worse. I am sitting in my pajamas, drinking my cold brew, and suddenly I'm being accused of thinking the word black is a bad word just because I used an asterisk. My jaw dropped. This is part 2 of my K-pop Reddit disaster. I was typing so fast, my fingers were cramping. I immediately edited the post to say, "Y'all are so annoying. I have nothing against black people, be serious." Because how do you even respond to that? I censored the word to avoid the auto-mods, not because I am racist. But they didn't care. Then the white savior accusations started coming in. I mentioned that you shouldn't just ban everyone who disagrees, and someone jumps down my throat saying, "Why would you have an opinion on racism if you're white?" I tried to be logical. Someone else chimed in saying, "So I shouldn't correct microaggressions in a classroom if I'm the teacher." Exactly. That's common sense. But then the counterargument came screaming back. Who said you can't disagree with it? Just don't join a conversation about racism. Just stop talking over people of color like you're doing now. This is why you all aren't allowed in K-pop noir. It's impossible. If you speak, you're talking over people. If you stay silent, you're complicit. And if you try to critique the way they are speaking, you're the devil. And speaking of their tone, I made a mistake. A slip-up that apparently confirms I'm a monster. I said the discussion over there is far from civilized. You won't believe what they turned that one word into in part 3. So I used the word civilized to describe a subreddit, and apparently that was a huge mistake. Welcome to part 3. Someone commented, "Far from civilized, well, well, well." And another replied, "Oh, I didn't even catch that. Their language always slips, huh?" I didn't even know what they were insinuating. Civilized is a normal word, but because I used it in a minority-focused sub, they decided it was a colonial dog whistle. I panicked and replied, "Because they've sent death threats to idols." Yes, I censored that word too because I didn't want to get banned for violence. And their response, they didn't care about the death threats fans were sending. They just mocked me again for censoring. "You can say threats on here. No one's going to be mad," one person said condescendingly. It's like talking to a brick wall that judges your spelling. I tried to find solidarity with a user who agreed that the sub is just an echo chamber, but then the hypocrisy started. The people attacking me started calling r/kpop uncensored a snark sub just because we were criticizing them. But the insults just got weirder. One person commented, "Israeli GPT wrote this and you pressed post. That's insane to me." Israeli GPT? What does that even mean? Then someone else mocked my Australian accent, and that's when the most hypocritical comment of all came in. You have to hear what they said in part 4. It is just exhausting. This is the final part of my Reddit roast. I feel like I walked in there trying to point out that the safe space has become a bullying ring, and instead of looking at the bullying, everyone just screamed at me for using asterisks. They refuse to see it. They hide behind the social justice label so they can act superior, but the second you poke a hole in their logic, they swarm you. It's mob mentality, and honestly, it proves my point. I said they were aggressive and incapable of civilized discussion, and they aggressively attacked me and refused to have a discussion. I haven't deleted the post yet. Part of me wants to leave it up just to show everyone how insane they are. It's like a monument to their intolerance. But my phone battery is dying from the notifications. Anyway, that's the tea. People are crazy. I'm never censoring a word again, though. Lesson learned. Next time I'm just going to say what I mean with my whole chest and see if the auto mod takes me out. It would be less painful than dealing with these people. Wait, hold on, I just got another notification. Someone just said, clearly the sub isn't meant for you. Reddit is like that. You scroll on by. The audacity to tell me to scroll on by while they leave 50 comments on my post. The lack of self-awareness is actually studied in labs, I swear. Whatever, I need a refill. You want anything?